There's my little criminal right there. I show up at different times at this tram service location here at Old Town, and I noticed that this jerk was here to pick somebody up, then why is he arriving at different times? Sometimes I'll get here at 8 o'clock, sometimes I'll get here at 8:45, sometimes I won't get here until 9:15 or 9:30. Every single time I come here, he arrives. He's not picking somebody up on a regular schedule. He's here because he's gaslighted me a million times. This is taillights right here. Organized stalking to see if I can get his license plate. And this is what they do. This little bitch sits in his car with his hands to his face, and license plate number 4GUY014, and he sits there with his hands to his face, and they believe all they have to do is lie and say, I was here picking up a friend, I don't know what she's talking about, she must be crazy, because this is what they do. Okay, they literally get along a target's path and subject them to physical gestures and verbal statements. The verbal statements are delivered through the direct conversation tactics, and the physical gestures are one is known as, they're both sensitization, the verbal and the visual. It's called visual anchoring and audio anchoring, and that's done to sensitize the target to these types of things that they do, either the verbal statements, the direct conversation tactics, or the physical gestures, okay? And what they'll do is get along a target's path and constantly repeat them to make a target feel stalked. As a result, they feel harassed. And then they believe that all they have to do is call the target crazy for identifying these tactics, like what he's doing right now. He's literally putting his hands to his face. So this is what I have to say in reference to what they do. This is what I have to say in reference to what they do. I am telling you, all you have to do is go to Google and type in organized stalking and sensitization. Then go to Google and type in organized stalking and audio anchoring or visual anchoring and sensitization. And look at how many Google generated responses you'll get to that terminology that you type in at Google. And when you observe the amount of responses, you're not going to, anybody would be able to say this amount of responses is not online for no reason. Okay? Now, these organized stalking expeditions believe all they have to do is call a target crazy for what they know to be true in order to be able to contain the target to exploit everything a target has. Their finances, their Medicare, and to exploit the target sexually. This is about racketeering and human trafficking, period. It's all it's about. Okay? And they believe all they have to do is continue these crimes, keep the target isolated in them, and then eventually use their syndicated members in the system. Social services, county mental health, doctors and neighborhood hospitals, police officers, fire department EMS, privately owned EMS companies, county mental health. It's organized crime in the system, and this is how they operate and the schemes they expedite against targets. Also understand this and be clear as well. Google organized stalking and homelessness. Organized stalkers create homelessness of targets. Organized stalkers rent apartments that are adjacent to targets. What they do is literally rent apartments next to a target to harass them, to employ electronic harassment against them, to cause them to either want to move, and if they don't, they'll have them evicted through creative, overt, and covert methods, like getting landlords on boards, property owners on boards, city inspectors on boards. They'll steal your rent that you mail, even certified mail that is mailed, certified mail return receipt. How can you steal something like that out of the mail? Okay? Because the thing you mail is not put in the mailbox or where you're sending it to. A little green card is. That individual takes the green card out of their mailbox or P.O. box and takes it to the counter and gets it, and gets the item that was mailed. So how can you steal somebody's rent that was mailed, certified mail return receipt? Sylvia L. Marillis mailed her credit card payments that were mailed, certified mail return receipt, and they were stolen flat out of the mail. You can go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It was written by a manager of gang stalking crews. He went offline, typed in who they are, how they operate, who they're connected to, and what they're all about. He then went to an internet cafe and posted it online, and it spread like wildfire. And it flat out says it right in there. They have members in the credit card industry. They also have members in Medicare, Social Security. Understand this and be clear. These are the types of expeditions they engage in. Google organized stalking and mail theft and mail delayment. Organized stalking and or gang stalking and postal employees. It's nothing but organized crime in the system that is connected to the organized crime in the community, which means they're white and blue collar workers that have employment descriptions in the system system and in the community, and they use their employment descriptions to aid and abet in the expedition that is being brought about towards a target. Community notifications are also used. Google organized stalking and community notifications. Synthesize all the information together and you'll be able to paint a picture in reference to what's expedited towards a target, and the reasons why. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm a target of organized stalking here in San Diego, California. Here's another car with its tail lights on. Tail lights do not come on a car when a car is started. In some cars, headlights do come on in newer models. I'll at least give that much. But tail lights don't. Tail lights are something that you have to deliberately turn on. They get along a target's path with their tail lights on, or only one headlight on, to make a target feel stalked. Okay? They form the association that they're being stalked by people that will get in their car and go by them with taillights on. Google organized stalking in car headlights, taillights, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying when you observe the amount of Google generated responses. I direct individuals to Google and the internet, and I give them these terms so they can research it for themselves. That, as a result, they can automatically, what they can do is deduce the prevalence of this crime, how they expedite their crimes, and the behaviors that they engage in. I hope this video was for an informative nature, because my goal is to expose the criminality, the people involved, so people can be aware. You know, my name is Leslie Williams. I'm a good woman, and you know, I'm not a troublemaker. I didn't ask for this crime to happen towards me. The only thing I'm trying to do is expose what's happening towards me to protect myself and to inform the public, because you would not believe what they do to targets, and even targets' children. Okay, I gotta go. Today's date is May 11th, 2012. I'm at Old Town now, and this little jerk right here believes that all he has to do is sit there and act like he's waiting for somebody. Because once I identify that I know that he's doing it on purpose, they'll deliberately bring him by just so I continue to have a mental response in reference to his presence. This is literally what they do. They're fiends. Okay, anyways, I gotta go. San Diego, California.